What's up guys, today in this video we're going to be installing a new hotlicks exhaust kit on the 350Z. Now there's been a lot of videos out there that they don't really do the best explanation on where to find that one wire that separates the ignition from the ignition coils. But in this video I'm going to show you where that is and how you can find it and where to cut it and all that stuff. So without further ado, I'm going to show you where I've been at with it so far and we'll continue from there. So if you're not familiar with hotlicks exhaust, it's basically a spark plug welded into your muffler. It has a little coil pack that makes it have all the voltage and makes it spark basically and ignite the fuel in it. And then you have a switch that interrupts the ignition in the engine, so it cuts the ignition, dumps a whole bunch of fuel, and it gets ignited by the spark plug. So what I've done so far, I removed this carpet out of the trunk, or the hatch, or whatever you call it. I put the coil pack right here, and what you do, you connect the thick wire to the top of it, you run it down to the spark plug. There's this little grommet right here that I ran it through, so it'd be somewhat waterproof. And then there's this plate right here under the car that you have to remove. There's 4 bolts, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and you have to take that off to kind of get to the grommet and feed it through. Once you do, you can put it back up, it cleans it back up, but it'll run down here. Here's the spark plug just hanging there. I'm gonna drill it and weld it eventually, but that's where it's sitting for now. And then there's a red and a black wire that are coming off from this coil pack. The black wire goes to ground. It'll come with 3 screws with the kit. So just screw one of those to any part of the car that's metal. Then the red wire, it'll come with this thinner black wire. You connect the red wire to the black wire, and you're gonna run it. I ran it all up here, and I ran it up here, around that, down that way, down this line right here, up through here, and all the way up to this. And that's where it resides right now. But in order to install the button, most Z's have like this dummy switch right next to the VDC switch. So I'm gonna have the button right there. But there's 4 screws on the bottom of this panel to get it off. And I'm just setting them down there. And yeah, I used a plastic clip tool to kind of get behind it and pop it off, but as long as you're careful, it should be fine. But once I did that, just tiny little clips right there, pops the button out, so there's no dummy switch there anymore. So here's the dummy switch. I was gonna cut out the little baffling inside of this so I can attach this button to it. But yeah, that's where I am at so far. And my next step is to get this button on here and put it back in the car. Okay, so after I use these because I didn't have a Dremel, but if you have a Dremel, this would be a lot easier. But I shaved down the little baffling in there, and I cut out a little piece here so this can fit there sideways. And then what you're gonna do next is the wire that ran up here, it was like, you know, it's this long wire. You're gonna cut it, you're gonna run it behind here, up through here, so you'll be able to connect it to the switch. And you're looking at the diagram, the wire that runs from the coil and the spark plug to the coil will run to the middle prong right here to plug in to the middle one. But yeah, so I just have it ran up right here, and it should work. Another note when doing this, you'll probably have to clear out a little section right here, notch out a little section for that to fit, but I think it's not too bad. So after you hook this up, get this all wired up, run that wire and plug it into the middle one right there. If it's facing this way, it'd be the middle one no matter what. Then you're gonna go to the engine bay. Then you're gonna break open this harness that's coming from right behind the intake manifold. And there should be just like a zip tie or something, and you break it off and peel this back. Reveal this. When you find this, there should be a white and blue wire that you'll find. Once I find it, I'll show you guys. And I'll also put up a picture of the diagram that I used to also find out the colors and what things are. But it's supposed to be the 12-volt wire that runs throughout the ignition system that you're gonna have to try and find and cut and then rewire back to the switch that we installed in there. But yeah, I'll show you the wire once I find it. So on the diagram that I looked up, it said it's the white and blue wire. So this top one right here. But here's what I'm kind of confused about. Come around here. Let's see if I can see it. Down here at the bottom, these four right here. Right down here. There's 4 of them down here, and they're all white and blue. So, I'm hoping that this top one's the one we want, and we won't have to mess with those bottom 4 or gamble with those. Okay, so it's the next day. We had a little issue running with the wiring and all that because we ran out of the wire that the kit came with, so I had to run to Walmart real fast, pick up some 16 gauge primary wire. Anyway, we got it running, we got it working, at least with the spark plug. So right now it is these 2 top wires. I have them running all the way back behind that, under this little bolt right here, through here, under here, through this. There's a little passageway right between this fender and the door jamb that you can run it through. Ran it under this, the rubber piece thing, and then ran it under this to keep it waterproof, down this, into here. And I'm gonna start it up. I'm gonna turn the car on first. I don't know if you can hear that, but spark plug is working. It's all good. Here's, press it again. Here, hold on. Don't press it. All right, press it. All right, press it. All right, so you can see the spark plug works. It has to be touching metal in order for it to work. But now we gotta test to see if we picked up the right spark wire. So I started cutting into the harness of the car, and when I started looking into it, there was a lot that didn't work. So it said that the white and blue ones were the ones that worked, which one of them did. That one did. But there's one that they said on another video I was watching that it was the one on the condenser right here that you're supposed to cut. It wasn't, as you can see. That didn't work. There's one down here. It was really tight. That came out of this. So there's like 2 yellow things of tape right here. The one in the back doesn't have any white and blue wires in it, but the one that has like 2 splitting from it. Hold on if I can get it. So there's this one, not the back yellow one, but this front yellow one. There's 2 white and blue wires from it, splitting from it. The one that has a little bit more tension, I tried that, didn't work. The one that's a little bit more loose, you should just be able to pull it up once you pull back all this crap. It should just be like this. You cut it, and if the car doesn't start once you cut it, and you try and start the car, that's your one. That's the one that you should be cutting, because that cuts all spark to all the coils, allowing the maximum amount of fuel to be dumped into your exhaust. So, or if you already connect it and you press the button and hold the button, it should shut off the car. But yeah, So it's the longer one. Again, it's the longer one that comes out of the yellow one where there's 2 wires. There's a wire that's back there that I'm sure you could cut and it'd work just as well, but this just had a lot more slack on it. So it's like a 1 wire to 2 wire split, and you cut the one that's a little bit more loose. So yeah, there was a lot of videos that I watched that didn't really explain it clearly, and they said they did, but they really didn't. So that's the one you want to cut. So yeah, I'm gonna connect this up. We're gonna drill a hole in the exhaust. We're gonna weld up the bolt to it, and it should work. Also, another note, when you are trying to get to this harness, I recommend taking this stuff off, cutting back all the electrical tape, the 17-year-old electrical tape. But if you do that, just make sure you don't cut any of the actual wires underneath it, because it'll be a pain to get them back together. Anyway, so yeah, just do that. I removed this vacuum line to get more space to this because it's normally right in the way of what you're trying to do. So just pop that off and work on it and then put it back on. It's no big deal. But yeah, just wanted to put that out there and note that. All right, so I tested it out. It works. It freaking works. I started up, even though the spark plug isn't like connected to the thing, it's just hanging right there. I think it sent some kind of spark to the muffler, because it just like as soon as I pressed it and released it, it just popped really freaking loud. And I mean, I get that'll work once there's the spark plug hooked up to it. It'll work. Also, what I'm doing is using these things right here to on all 4 of these wires, so that if I ever did want to go back to stock, it'd be reversible, and it's just kind of plug and play at that point. But yep, it's all good. We're gonna stick with this and take it to the welding shop to get the hole drilled and weld the nut to the pipe as well to get the spark plug in the muffler. But yeah, after that, it should be done. So here's the final project. I have tape covering the connectors just so no water or moisture gets to them. Here's the other one down there. It's kind of more covered up, but I probably won't ever touch these again unless I need to reverse it for some reason, but I probably won't. But yeah, now I just got to button up the interior, and this thing will be fully put together until we get the spark plug in the muffler. But yeah. Got it all loaded up. All good. Ready to freaking rock and roll. So I just got back from the shop and it's all welded up. It's all good. I did run into an issue where I got the 2 outside. So there's like the 3 prongs on the switch. The outside 2 were accidentally flipped for some reason. I don't know how I messed that up, but I just flipped them back and then it started sparking again. But yeah, it's all good. So I'm gonna test it out, make sure it works, and we'll see what happens. I think it worked. The check engine light came on too. Well, I just got back from drive, testing this thing out while it's rolling, and what you have to do is that you have to get up to driving about 3K RPMs above that, something around there. Press the button, we'll let off the gas, press the button, then get back on the gas while you're still pressing the button, and give it like quarter throttle, and the flames will all pop out and flow out, and it'll be amazing. I was having so much fun doing it. But I'm gonna get some rolling shots tonight to show you guys what it looks like. And yeah, also, when you do this, I had the car on when I switched the wires back and it threw up a check engine light. It's nothing to worry about. Just take it to your local O'Reilly's, or if you have a code clearer at home, then you can just clear the code there. But it's nothing to worry about. Just get it cleared, and once you have everything buttoned up, it shouldn't come back. On that note, when you do hold the button for too long, the check engine light will pop up. And it just happened way too frequently for me, and it doesn't affect the car. The car is fine, it drives fine. So I just got a code reader so I can clear it on the go if I need to, and they're like 20, 40 bucks at Walmart. They're not too bad. But yeah, tonight we're gonna take it out. We're gonna film this thing, shooting some mad freaking flames, and y'all will see how crazy this thing is. Roll the edit. As you can probably tell, this thing is literally so sick. I'm in love with it, and I think it's worth every penny that I spent on the kit. And I highly recommend it to anyone that's looking to shoot flames out their exhaust or do anything of that sort. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you got something out of it, and I hope it'll help you install your own kit on your 350Z if you're looking to do that in the near future. That's the video, so I'll see you guys in the next one that I make.